Everybody, let's get some motherfucking good mornings in chat, everybody. Some good mornings in chat. Welcome, everybody. I found something pretty bizarre today, thanks to good friend of the show, new friend of the show, Christina, women in general. Thank you very much. What we're looking at today is a pro-life group that is looking to reach the youth, but I don't think they're very good at it. And so we're gonna look at a video today of this lady. Her name's Kristen Hawkins, and she's gonna debunk all these pro-choice losers that keep feeding their dirty little propaganda into our ears. And she's gonna debunk it for us today so that we can truly learn what it means to be American. So I hope you're ready. Everybody strap in. More like Piston Hawkins. We haven't even started yet. Just you wait.
Abortion has been the law of the land for decades. Longer than I've been alive, in fact.
Okay, I'm going to pause it here already because I know she's probably one of those constitutionalist people that's like, we need to preserve the Constitution. If abortion's been the law of the land longer than she's been alive, wouldn't she want to preserve it? 4
common pro-abortion arguments and how to answer them, edifying yourself and your debate partner in the process.
Powered by truth, guys. If you're ready for some truth, let's dive in.
Number 1, if abortion is banned, women will die.
If abortion is banned, women will die. I think that's true, right? We all think that's true. Let's see what she thinks.
Many argue that abortion is medically necessary to save the life of the mother.
Yeah, I would argue that.
This is false.
What? What, guys?
The reality is that the vast majority of abortions are committed for reasons of convenience. But
okay, that's not true either, guys. Also, there are medical necessities for abortion, namely ectopic pregnancies, impending miscarriages. They can cause permanent complications like for the rest of your life. They could cause infertility. They can literally kill the carrier. Like in the case of an ectopic pregnancy, the fertilized egg is literally growing outside the uterus. And if it's allowed to do that, the egg will grow to 100% kill the carrier every single time. So there are medical necessities, obviously, for abortion. Also, medical necessity, an easy one everybody should know is if there's a case of R-word against a minor, then the minor literally cannot carry the baby to term without dying in most cases. So that's literally a medical necessity that this lady's just like, oh, it doesn't exist. That's not real.
The pro-abortion Guttmacher Institute says that typically women procure abortions because, quote, having a baby would dramatically interfere with their education, work, or ability to care for dependents, or they cannot afford a baby at the time, end quote. But what?
Guys, she has a baby voice. What's with her voice? She has like this little, abortion is a medical necessity. Who is she to talk about what's a baby and what's not a baby? She sounds like a baby.
What about when a woman's life really is at risk because of her pregnancy? Even then, abortion is not what solves her medical emergency.
It literally is. It literally is what would solve the medical emergency, huh? Huh? Yeah. Huh?
Or they cannot afford a baby at the time.
How is that just like convenience to her? If you can't afford a baby, you know, having a baby, it's inconvenient. So I'll just get an abortion. No, you can't afford the baby. Yes, if I have an ectopic pregnancy, abortion is not the answer. It's literally like the only thing you can do.
But what about when a woman's life really is at risk because of her pregnancy? Even then, abortion is not what solves her medical emergency.
Guys, even if she's at risk, abortion's not gonna fix that, guys. Why is she presenting this like it's her opinion and not like it is a fact that abortion would medically solve the medical problem?
If a woman is in danger of losing her life, her preborn child may have to be removed before the baby is old enough to survive. But her baby can be delivered with respect, and every effort can be made to preserve the baby's life if he or she is developed enough for medical interventions. There is no reason to intentionally kill him or her first.
Guys, in case it's not clear, it is not a baby if it's inside a person. It's literally just a clump of cells adjacent to a clump of like cancer cells in a tumor that outside the body would not survive in any circumstance. It is not a baby. It is not any more than a cancerous tumor inside somebody's body. It is not a baby.
This is even true in the case of ectopic pregnancy. Planned Parenthood themselves say that treating ectopic pregnancy is not an abortion.
Yeah, it's not an abortion because it's a medical surgery. It is not an abortion to treat an ectopic pregnancy because it is a necessary medical surgery, just like abortion is. They are one and the same in that they are both the same exact process, but this lady, for some reason, thinks one is a medical thing that, for whatever reason, banning abortion will still allow people to get somehow. And the other one is something completely different, where you're like murdering a baby inside the womb or something. It's wild. We need to study this lady's mind. This baby brain of hers, we need to figure out like what's cooking in there. What she got going on. Yeah, technically it is not an abortion. Yeah, it is a medical surgery. Something that's necessary, but you could not get if they ban abortions. And the carrier will die if they don't get the surgery. So that's why they say it on the website. But this lady is, she's too baby brain to put the pieces together, to read between the lines
Won't
of it.
even provide the service, but instead recommend going directly to an emergency room.
Yeah, no shit.
Number 2.
If you didn't think your brain rotted to the core from argument number 1, guys, she has a second argument. Can you believe that? She's got 2 of them bouncing around in there. I'm sure there's more too. Let's see.
The forced birth argument. We often hear this mantra that banning abortion is forced birth.
Yeah, that's true. If you ban abortion, you're forcing the mother to go through the process of giving birth. But Piston is about to tell us something else, maybe?
Logic, not allowing a woman to have her toddler, kindergartner, or teenager killed is also forced parenting.
What?
For that matter, banning fratricide is forced brotherhood, and banning is forced chastity.
Oh my god, dude. If you ban abortion, one thing is you're forcing them to give birth. Another thing is she's not even like considering the cost of giving birth, which with insurance is around $14,000 just to give birth. Even if you're not going to keep the kid, it's $14K with insurance to give birth. So you're literally forcing somebody to even spend $14K to have a baby they don't want. And then that's followed by, even if you have the baby, it still costs around $300K. It's just to raise the kid, not including college. So what? And all she's gonna say is like, oh, you could just have the kid and just put it up for adoption or some shit like that. That still costs you $14,000 and a year of your life in pain just so you could give birth. Unreal. Murdering a person who can live on their own with their own body is the same as getting an abortion. Kenny's touching on the supreme 5-head logic. She is equating a clump of cells, the same as like a cancerous tumor, to murdering your adult brother or sister or child or teenager or kindergartner. You gotta be a special kind of batshit crazy to think those are at all the same thing. A clump of cells that cannot exist outside somebody's body is the same as murdering a fully grown person. Why does anybody trust anything this lady says at all? That's such a stupid comparison. We'll see what she says the solution is.
The argument that banning killing is forced anything is particularly weak, even compared to those other examples, considering every single state in our nation has a safe haven law, allowing a mother to surrender her child at a designated facility.
She's literally saying to just drop your kid. She's just like, guys, even if you don't want it, you can just drop your kid off at the closest fire station. Yeah, just so they can be in a broken foster system, so they can grow up with a traumatic life. Oh my god. Oh, do the Harry Potter move, guys. Meet the Robinsons. That's not a clump of cells. That's a baby. Take it out of her then. Take it out of her uterus. I want to see it live like a baby. It literally probably would look like the shit I just took before the show. She'd be like, that's a baby. I could throw up on the table and she'd be like, oh my gosh, this precious human life. I'd rather die than grow up in the foster system. Yeah, it'd be just like you're signing your kid up for the worst life and you're happy about it. We have people walking around that planned on doing this and they think they're good people because they had the baby that has to struggle their entire life now. Incredible mind on these conservatives. It's really amazing that so many people can't counter this at all.
The idea that any woman in this country is being forced to parent because she can't pay someone to dismember her baby is simply untrue.
What? It's not forced birth. You just have to drop your baby off after at the fire station. Checkmate libs. It's simply untrue.
And it's a really disgusting argument for abortion.
Notice how she'll give every argument for us providing support to people that don't want to have abortions so that they can have their kid. Meanwhile, she'll never ever say anything about like the government providing parents real support after the baby's born, because they don't give a fuck about what happens to the baby after it's born. They just want you to have the baby. They'll never talk about funding any important things that could actually help support the life after it's born. It reminds me of this George Carlin clip.
Conservatives want live babies so they can raise them to be dead soldiers.
Bars, guys, bars. That's what I want you to take away from this today. But we're not done. There's still a third point, maybe even a fourth. Let's find out.
3. What about cases of
What about them, lady?
is a horrific crime, and rapists should be found and punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Okay, does she think like anybody on the left doesn't want anybody that does R-word to get punished to the fullest extent of the law? Does she think she did something?
Period. Rape
Oh, she said period, guys. Guys, she said period, so...
results in trauma, and it's the pro-life movement that stands ready to support pregnant rape survivors.
That is not true at all. They do not give a fuck. They won't even go out and adopt kids, guys. They won't even adopt their own kids. They'll go to protests like we've seen with signs saying, "Adopt kids! Don't abort the kids!" And then they'll just be like, "Oh, I've never adopted any kids. Oh, no, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me." Yeah, they don't do that. They don't do that at all. They would treat you like you're not a virgin, like all them weirdly care about. It's their big thing, guys. They love being virgins and bragging about it. They're not going to support shit. They're evil people. What does she say we should do in this case?
There is no justice for a survivor that comes from violently killing her child, an innocent third party.
Guys, the child, the innocent third party, it is a clump of cells similar to a cancerous tumor that cannot live outside the body at all. So what's the deal with conservatives having like a weird fantasy where they force the victim to actually like carry the child to term? What's the deal with that? Do they not understand that it would cost them money and it literally just traumatizing the whole entire time and you don't want to have the kid? Also, this argument doesn't work at all because in a lot of these cases, the people that are becoming pregnant through R-word are minors that cannot carry a kid to term.
Abortion advocates are willing to extend a pregnant rape survivor only one thing, and that's abortion.
That's not true. That's just like, where'd she pull that out of? That doesn't make any sense. And how would you know if somebody's an abortion advocate or not? Nobody's walking around with a goddamn name tag that says, "Oh, I support abortion and pro-choice." That's also saying, "Oh, we're not gonna support R-word victims." It's just like not true fundamentally. Also, it just does not make any sense at all. And the answer to this happening isn't to support the girl only in the case that she carries the kid to term. The right thing to do is to increase the support that you would give the person regardless. This lady's idea of like solving this problem is literally putting this clump of cells, she's literally putting that in front of the actual victim's life and what they want. Who goes along with this? There's no girls, certainly no guys that are like nodding along with this. They're like, "Oh, goddamn Tristan, you're speaking truth to me."
Abortion gets rid of the evidence of the crime.
What does this mean, guys? Abortion gets rid of the evidence of the crime? What does that mean? Does she not realize you could just ask the whole ass person that like got the crime done to them? That's right there. She's like, oh, I need these cells in order to do the forensics so we can find out who did this mysterious crime. I need to see the cells. But if we abort them, then we'll never know. We'll never know who did it. It's the perfect crime. I can't say that. That's fucked. The kid can testify as a witness. Yeah, put the fucking clump of cells up on the witness stand. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. This is self-report that they tend to not believe women. Yeah, that's literally true. So she says abortion gets rid of the evidence of the crime?
And that's abortion.
And
abortion
then
gets rid of the evidence of the crime. And it gets rid of the inconvenience of having to stand with her and support her for an extended period of time following her trauma.
Does she think groups for victims to get help don't exist? Does she think that people just get abortions and then stop talking about it? Certainly, she's literally just projecting what conservatives do to babies after they're born. They just stop supporting the baby after it's born. They'll argue against government programs that would help the baby's life after it's born. Literally pro-life shit, which causes trauma because people are trying to make enough money to pay for their kids. So what's this lady talking about? She's just projecting shit. Genuinely, she's just saying words at this point. True. It's like you stop supporting her after she has a baby. Why would pro-choice people abandon them? It's about supporting their choice. You only care about the life. Yeah, does she not realize? She's literally saying in the video that if this girl chose to get an abortion, she fundamentally would not care at all about the girl. She's literally saying it in the video. She's saying, this girl is worthless to me if she does not have this baby, and I will not give her support because it is more important to give her support if she's having this baby than if she chooses to not have the baby. How is that not like the most evil shit ever? She's on LSD, more like bath salts. She is on some shit. She is on that conservative brain rot, the conserva brain. If you're really pro-life, advocate for childcare, food stamps, foster care reform, all of these would make profoundly bigger impact to the child than being anti-baby death. Yeah, that's so true. They do not care about the people who are pregnant. They only care about politicizing and weaponizing people's trauma and privacy. Yeah, this is just all political talking point for them. Clearly, because she like has no actual basis for any of these arguments, which is why it's like so easy to combat them.
It's regressive to hold the view that if someone is conceived in they have less right to exist than someone who is conceived in consent and love.
Yeah, guys, here's the problem. It's not a person. And if the
cells
becomes a person, then yes, leftists literally believe in equality for everybody and actively like advocate for that shit. These people do not. These people do not at all. They clearly believe in an imbalance of putting this clump of cells life ahead of whatever mom's decision is or whatever her experience is telling her to do. Because apparently this clump of cells knows better, guys. This clump of cells knows it wants to be alive. It knows it wants to fuck, guys. And it wants to get out. So we should be listening to this clump of cells down there. Maybe she's fucking onto something.
Number 4, my body, my choice.
What? Number 4 is my body, my choice? What is she about to say? No shot this lady's vaxxed. No shot.
Pro-life advocates are told again and again that women need reproductive choice to be equal to men. And that without it, women will become second-class citizens.
Okay.
Frankly, this is insulting. The theory of 1960s...
Guys, frankly, this is insulting. Let me cite 1960s feminism in order to prove my point.
The theory of 1960s feminism goes like this. If we can separate baby making from sex, and if we can kill off the accidental babies that do pop up now and again, women can be just like men. Data shows that over half of the pregnancies in the US this year will be unexpected.
She just said half of the pregnancies this year are going to be unexpected. So she knows the stats that half of the pregnancies in the US are going to be unexpected, but she still is advocating to force these kids through an unplanned parenthood. That's actually evil. Knowing that these kids won't grow up in a home that is like prepared for them and still wanting to force it as your reason to force it. Doesn't make any sense.
And when she gets pregnant, the woman, not the man, has to incite an act of lethal violence. Exactly who is she equal to then?
Does this lady know how abortion works? I don't think she does. Has she ever heard of an abortion pill? Does she think the mom has to do this barbaric ritual where they have to like murder their own baby? Does she not know you can just take an abortion pill and then just like have a heavy flow period and the baby's gone without any murder? Lethal murder? Does she know that more than half of the abortions in the US are done through abortion pill? So literally, yeah, nothing at all. Also, why does she think that the spouse in this relationship, or the husband in this hypothetical, this Christian traditional hypothetical, why does she think the spouse would leave her to make the decision on whether she would keep the kid or not by herself? Does her husband suck or something? Her husband must be ass because she thinks that in this situation where somebody's deciding whether or not to keep a kid, that the other person would just leave them to decide whether or not they would have a kid themselves. All conservative men are ass. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised her husband sucks and that she has a brain like this. Because in no situation is the spouse gonna make them decide on their own. Why would the dad in this case just like, this one's on you, honey. I'm gonna go, I got the new Fortnite update. I'm gonna go play Fortnite. You do the murder if you want. If you want to do the murder, you can do the murder. I'm gonna go murder kids on Fortnite. So we're kind of both like in it together, guys. V-Bucks just came in. Yeah, does she want the V-Bucks or not, guys? Does she want her V-Bucks? She's got to take that kid out. Okay, we're almost to the end, boys and girls and NBs. Let's ride it out.
Finally, if anyone tells you women should have unlimited license to abort their children because they don't have other options, you're bad.
Guys, she said unlimited license to have abortions. Forget your driver's license, Nikayla. That's trash. You want that unlimited license to abortions, baby. I hear that shit smacks. Literally, it'll smack the baby out of you.
Best response is to give them an easily accessible list of those other options, which we have compiled for you in the description below.
Thank God this lady made me a list. The sad 3 generations removed from sex lady telling me there's other options. Don't worry, guys. You don't have to choose the unlimited abortion option. You can choose to look at their Google Doc.
I'm Kristen Hawkins from Students for Life of America for Edify.
Guys, I can't take her voice seriously. We just finished the video and she goes,
I'm Kristen Hawkins from Students for Life of America for Edify.
I can't take her voice seriously. I hope she sees this.
If you want to go
I hope she sees this and deletes the whole account. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want to catch the daily show that I'm going to start doing, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to catch me shooting the show live on stream, I'm doing it every day during the week from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So I will see you there. Peace.